At 32 years old, Marcus had $847 in his savings account. The internet told him he should have had $78,000. He couldn't sleep for 3 nights. But here's what those financial gurus won't tell you. Marcus wasn't behind. The system was. And if you're watching this feeling like a financial failure because you don't match some chart you saw online, stay with me, because we're about to burn those charts and rebuild something that actually makes sense. What's up? I'm Sean, and welcome back to the channel where we dissect the American financial playbook and ask the question nobody wants you to ask. Who wrote these rules, and who do they actually serve? Because here's my signature truth. Your bank account isn't a scorecard. It's a survival tool in a rigged game. If this is your first time here, let me be clear about what we do. We don't worship at the altar of compound interest while ignoring that rent went up 40% in 5 years. We don't pretend that just skip the lattes is serious financial advice when healthcare costs can bankrupt you with one emergency. We deal in reality, the messy, complicated, often unfair reality of building wealth in modern America. So before we dive in, if you're tired of financial advice that sounds like it was written by someone who inherited their first rental property, hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you've ever felt personally attacked by a savings goal chart, and ring that notification bell because we're building a community that tells the truth about money. Now, let's get into it. Let's start with Sarah. She's 29, lives in Austin, Texas, works as a marketing coordinator making $58,000 a year. Solid middle-class income, right? Sarah did everything right. She went to college, got the degree, landed the job. She's got $1,200 in student loan payments every month. Her rent for a one-bedroom apartment, $1,650. Car payment, because Austin's public transit is basically a punchline, $380. Health insurance through her employer still costs her $200 a month out of pocket. We're already at $3,430 before she's bought a single grocery item, paid for gas, or had one drink with friends to remember what joy feels like. After taxes, she's bringing home about $3,600 a month. Do the math with me. That leaves her $170 for food, gas, utilities, phone, and, oh yeah, saving for retirement, an emergency fund, and her future. But every article she reads tells her that by 30, she should have her annual salary saved. That's $58,000. In 1 year, she's supposed to save... Let me check my calculator here. Oh, right, that's literally impossible with $170 a month. Here's the rebellious truth nobody wants to say out loud. Most savings targets were created in an economic reality that no longer exists. These rules, like having 1 year's salary by 30, 3 times your salary by 40, 6 times by 50, they were developed when college cost $2,000 a year, not $30,000. A starter home was 2x your annual income, not 8x. Healthcare didn't bankrupt you. Pensions existed. A single income could support a family. So when you're lying awake at 2 a.m. feeling like a failure because you're behind, remember, you're not failing the system. The system failed you. Now, do I think you should just give up and save nothing? Absolutely not. That's not rebellion, that's surrender. What I'm saying is we need to reframe this entire conversation. Let me introduce you to James and Christina, both 41 years old, married with 2 kids in suburban Ohio. According to traditional advice, they should each have about $240,000 saved. 3 times their $80,000 combined annual income of $160,000 means $480,000 total. They have $127,000 saved. On paper, they're behind by $353,000. That's supposed to terrify them. But let's look at their actual situation. What they did right. They maxed out their employer 401k match. That's free money, always take it. They paid off $45,000 in credit card debt 3 years ago. They bought a modest house and have $89,000 in equity. They have a $15,000 emergency fund, 0 car payments, term life insurance to protect their kids. What they're dealing with? Christina's mother lives with them. She has Alzheimer's, and they can't afford the $6,000 a month memory care facility. Their daughter has type 1 diabetes. Even with insurance, they pay $400 a month in medical costs. James was laid off in 2024 and unemployed for 7 months, which decimated their savings. Now, you tell me, are James and Christina failures? Or are they doing something extraordinary, building financial stability while dealing with the reality of life in 2026 America? This is my analytical truth. Context matters more than numbers. The traditional savings benchmarks are, by 30, 1x your annual salary. By 40, 3x your annual salary. By 50, 6x your annual salary. By 60, 8x your annual salary. By 67, 10x your annual salary. These aren't evil guidelines. For someone with a stable career, no major medical issues, no caregiving responsibilities, and who started saving at 22, they're achievable. But that's not most people's story. Let me break this down the way I wish someone had explained it to me. Think of saving not as one giant goal, but as tiers of financial stability. You build them in order. You don't skip levels. Tier 1, the foundation, ages 22 to 30. Primary goal, don't drown. Real talk, if you're between 22 and 30 right now, your first job isn't to have $50,000 saved. It's to get $1,000 in the bank. This is your The Car Broke Down fund. Capture any employer 401k match. If they match 3%, contribute 3%. That's a 100% return instantly. Start the habit. Even $50 a month teaches your brain that saving is normal. Let me tell you about DeAndre. He's 28, works in IT in Atlanta, makes $52,000. He's got $3,400 saved, and he felt like he was failing. I asked him, do you have high-interest debt? Paid it off last year. Do you have an emergency fund? Yeah, about $2,500. Are you contributing to retirement? 6% of my paycheck. Then you're not behind, man. You're building a foundation. See, DeAndre spent ages 23 to 26 paying off $18,000 in credit card debt. The charts don't care about that. But that $18,000 in eliminated debt, that's $3,600 per year he was bleeding in interest that he can now redirect. By 30, here's the real target. Minimum $5,000 to $10,000 in accessible savings plus contributing something to retirement. Solid position, $15,000 to $30,000 in retirement accounts plus a 3-month emergency fund. Crushing it, 1 year's salary saved plus a 6-month emergency fund, no high-interest debt. Tier 2, the building years, ages 30 to 40. This is where it gets real. This decade is brutal because you're getting hit from every direction. You might be buying a house, there goes your liquid savings for a down payment, having kids, goodbye dual income, dealing with aging parents, switching careers, finally making decent money but playing catch-up. Let me tell you about Rachel. She's 39, single, lives in Phoenix, elementary school teacher, making $51,000. She has $43,000 in her 403b. The chart says she should have $153,000. But here's her story. Rachel spent ages 30 to 34 getting her master's degree at night while teaching full-time. She took on $35,000 in additional student loans to increase her salary from $38,000 to $51,000. She's been aggressively paying those loans and will have them gone by 41. Is she behind? Or is she investing in her earning power, which will serve her for the next 25 years of her career? By 40, here's the real target. Minimum $40,000 to $60,000 in retirement plus stable housing situation. Solid position, 2x your salary in retirement plus a 6-month emergency fund plus term life insurance if you have dependents. Crushing it, 6x your salary plus diversified investments and clear path to mortgage payoff. Tier 3, the acceleration years, ages 40 to 50. Here's where the math starts working for you instead of against you, if you can get here with a foundation intact. This is compound interest's sweet spot. This is where $500 a month starts turning into real wealth. Meet Tony and Lisa, both 48, living in North Carolina. They have $340,000 saved. They should have $720,000, according to the charts, 6x their combined income of $120,000. But check this out. From 40 to 48, they went from $84,000 saved to $340,000. That's $256,000 in 8 years. They're averaging $32,000 per year in savings. What changed? Their kids got older, childcare costs disappeared, they both got promotions, they paid off their cars, and their mortgage payments stayed the same while their income went up. They're not behind. They're accelerating at exactly the right time. By 50, here's the real target. Minimum $150,000 to $200,000 in retirement, plus no high-interest debt. Solid position, 4 to 5x your salary in retirement, plus paid-off cars and health savings account. Crushing it, 6x your salary, plus rental property or other income streams, and clear path to mortgage payoff. All right, enough stories. Let me give you the actual playbook. Step 1, know your number. Not the chart's number, your number. Ask yourself, what age do I want to retire? What lifestyle do I want? Be honest, not Instagram fake honest, real honest. What's my current income? What are my fixed expenses that won't disappear? Healthcare, property taxes, etc. A rough rule, you need 25x your desired annual spending to retire. Want to spend $50,000 a year? You need about $1.25 million saved. Want to spend $35,000 a year? You need about $875,000. Social Security will add to this, but don't bet your future on it looking the same in 2050 as it does now. Step 2. Work backwards. If you're 30 and need $1 million by 65, that's 35 years. If you invest $400 a month at an average 8% return, the stock market's historical average, you'll have about $900,000. Bump it to $550 a month, and you're at $1.2 million. If you're 40 and starting from zero, you need to invest about $1,100 a month to hit $1 million by 65. These are the real numbers. Not comfortable, but real. Step 3. Build your personal tiers. Here's what I recommend. Tier 1, the panic preventer. $1,000 to $2,500 in a savings account. Get this first before anything else. Tier 2, the employer match. Contribute enough to get every penny of employer match. This is literally free money. Tier 3, the debt destroyer. Pay off any debt over 7% interest. Credit cards, personal loans, predatory auto loans. Tier 4, the real emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account. This is your job loss, medical emergency, life happens fund. Tier 5, the retirement accelerator. Max out Roth IRA, $7,000 a year in 2026, or $8,000 if over 50. Increase 401k to 15% of income. This is where wealth gets built. Tier 6, the options creator. Taxable investment accounts, real estate, business opportunities. This is where financial independence comes from. You build these in order. Don't skip to Tier 6 when Tier 1 isn't solid. Step 4. Automate everything. Here's the respectful truth. You will not manually save every month. Your intentions are great. Your follow-through will fail. Automate. Retirement contributions, straight from paycheck. Emergency fund transfers, $50, $100, whatever you can, every payday. Investment account deposits. Make it invisible. Make it automatic. Make it impossible to forget. Now let me get real with you about something nobody wants to discuss. Some of you are watching this and you're 45 with $12,000 saved and you're thinking, Sean, I'm screwed. Just tell me I'm screwed. You're not screwed, but you are in a tough spot and I'm not going to lie to you about it. Here's what that situation looks like. Let me tell you about Patricia. She's 52, divorced, works as an office manager making $48,000 in Missouri. She has $38,000 in a 401k. She should have $288,000. She's terrified. Here's what I told her. Option 1, extend your working years. If she works to 70 instead of 65 and saves aggressively, she can retire with dignity. Not luxury, dignity. She can contribute $700 a month to retirement. With her current $38,000, at 8% growth, she'll have about $425,000 at 70. Combined with Social Security of about $2,000 a month, she can live on roughly $3,400 a month. In Missouri, with a paid-off modest home, that works. Option 2, lifestyle design. Retirement doesn't have to mean zero work. It can mean part-time work you actually enjoy, consulting in your field, living somewhere with lower cost of living, house hacking, renting a room. Option 3, the aggressive catch-up. If Patricia can increase her income by $15,000 through a job change or side hustle and put every penny of that plus her current savings towards retirement, she completely changes her trajectory. The point is, it's not over. It's just different than you planned. Let me wrap this up with what I wish someone had told me at 25. The charts, the rules, the benchmarks, they matter, but they're not the whole story. Here's what actually predicts financial success by 50. 1. Your relationship with debt. Not whether you have it, but whether you control it. Mortgage and student loans at reasonable rates? Fine. Credit cards at 24% that you can't pay off? Emergency. Your earning trajectory. Are you growing your skills? Are you positioning for increases? Are you valuable and marketable? Your cost of living choices. The biggest financial decision isn't your coffee, it's your housing. Living in a place that requires 40% of your income for rent will destroy your wealth-building ability. Living below your means isn't deprivation, it's freedom. Your insurance strategy. Health insurance. One major illness without it equals bankruptcy. Term life insurance, if anyone depends on your income. Disability insurance. You're more likely to become disabled than die young. Your relationship/partnership. Married to someone financially aligned? Huge advantage. Married to someone who sabotages finances? Huge disadvantage. Single? You have complete control. Use it. Your financial education. Do you understand compound interest? Do you know the difference between Roth and traditional IRAs? Can you read an investment statement? These aren't elite skills, they're survival skills. Look, here's my final truth for you. The American middle class is being squeezed from every direction. Wages haven't kept up with housing, education, or healthcare. The retirement system shifted from pensions to 401ks, making you responsible for your own survival. And then the financial media has the nerve to shame you for not having $500,000 saved by 40 when you're just trying to keep the lights on. That's not right. That's not fair. And I'm not going to pretend it is. But here's the thing about being slightly rebellious. Rebellion without strategy is just complaining. So, yes, be angry that the game is rigged, but still play it better than the people who rigged it expect you to. Save what you can. Build it intentionally. Don't compare your Chapter 3 to someone else's Chapter 20. And for the love of everything, automate your savings so you can stop thinking about it every single day. By 30, have something. A foundation, a habit, a plan. By 40, have momentum, options, protection. By 50, have confidence that you won't be eating cat food in a studio apartment at 75. The specific number? It depends on your life, your location, your health, your responsibilities, and 1,000 other variables that some chart made by a 28-year-old financial blogger can't account for. You're not behind. You're in process. Now, go build something. If this resonated with you, subscribe to this channel. We do this every week. Real talk about money without the BS. Drop a comment and tell me, where are you in your journey? What's your biggest financial challenge right now? I read every single one. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, someone who's been beating themselves up over not matching some arbitrary chart, share this video with them. I'm Sean. Your bank account isn't a scorecard. It's a survival tool in a rigged game. Now, let's get better at playing it. I'll see you in the next one.